A stream till the end of the night, so we need till the end of the night. Alright, be back in a minute.
You talk and you sleep, but I don't mind it, I feel the heat. Need you wrapped all around me, 'cause I just can't get enough of you. With every word we're saying, oh, and every step we're taking, I wanna let you know till the end of the night. I'll be waiting, it don't matter what you do. Till the end of the night, we can't run away, 'cause I'll be loving you. Till the end of the night, we can run till the end of the night. Till the end of the night, we can run till the end of the night. Till the end of the I can't get enough of you, but I can take this no more. I can't get enough of you, but I can take this no more. I wanna let you know till the end of the night. I'll be waiting, it don't matter what you do. Till the end of the night, we can run away, 'cause Tell me why should we wait until tonight? The sweetest love is made by day. It feels so right. Baby, why should we wait until tonight? If we make love in the light of day, it feels so right. You're a star, pull the veil from your eyes. Come as you are, you need no disguise. No shadows on the wall to dance in our place. Clear skies above will show all our grace. Tell me why should we wait until tonight? The sweetest love is made by day. It feels so right. Baby, why should we wait until tonight? If we make love in the light of day, it feels so right. Tell me why should we wait until tonight? The sweetest love is made by day. It feels so right. Baby, why should we wait until tonight? If we make love in the light of day, it feels so right. Tell me why should we
Sorry I was gone, but look, I made you some content. Daddy made you your favorite open wide. Here comes the content. It's a beautiful day to stay inside. No? No? True Dad? That's from, that's a chiptune version of Inside, man. Very wholesome. Yes, yes. If you'd have told me a year ago that I'd be locked inside of my home, I would have told you a year ago that's interesting, now leave me alone. Sorry that I look like a mess. I booked a haircut, but it got rescheduled. EJ's just a little depressed. No. Sorry, I think it's a funny song. But look, I made you some content. I can relate to that song. Alright. But, I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing compared to this masterpiece. Hold on. Here, I'll just play a snippet of it. Ready?
Jeffrey Bezos, Jeffrey Bezos, Jeffrey Bezos.
It's nothing compared to that masterpiece. Nothing compared to that. That's just the masterpiece. I'm sorry, that makes me laugh. Jeffrey Bezos, you did it! Congratulations! Funny. Funny. I know the screen's messing up a little bit, just in case. I'm trying to get the air conditioner to move the heat out of here. Anyway. Hi. I made you some content. Yeah, Karen, yeah, I know. Kinda sucks, huh? Must be nice to have air conditioning. It's not doing much. It ain't doing much, man. It's not humid in here, which is good. It's dry heat, but it ain't doing much. If there was no AC in here, it would have sucked. But it still doesn't compare to the day where it got up to 87 in here. That's still the max, 87 too. That one day where it was like 100 degrees outside. What would that be in Celsius? Like 35 C. That heat wave that we had a little while ago. Did you see that it was 50 C in Death Valley? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I mean, an oven is dry heat too, so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Kyron, that was a bad day, but you have bad days and you have good days. Alright. It's a shame. I like that cold air blowing on me, but here, actually, can we... How far can I get this thing? This green screen's a lot bigger than before. It's a bigger screen. Can we get away with this? Hold on. Nah. No, we really can't. Looks fine there, though. Come on, just button it up. There we go. Okay. Anyway, space news time. T-Man, no. Okay, I'll leave those links on, but no. There is so much stuff. Do not put links in the chat. There's so much stuff. Phil made a list of things, and we're gonna use that. I'll keep all the Starship stuff over there. That's fine. Yeah, Supercraft Vacation was fine. Yeah. Don't do that. The chat would just be full of links. So, Phil, I guess we could start with the launches and go from there. Sorry about the earlier link. Oh, Tech, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I can't tell you that I don't want links to be put in chat unless I tell you that I don't want links to be put in chat. So, you had no way of knowing. Don't worry about it. Alright, so I have to keep this pretty regimented if we're going to get through it in any useful bit of time. So we'll start with the Minotaur 4 launch. The Minotaur 4 launch was on Tuesday. It is a reclassed ICBM that they used to launch something into space. But here, check this out. Hey, Pulse. Bye-bye. Fun fact, that first stage is actually from 1966. That's when it was manufactured. It's a decommissioned ICBM that they're using to launch stuff into space with. And yep. Oh, Mach 2. Yeah, that was fast. What happened to 1? Yeah, that is a progressive thrust curve. Yeah, progressive thrust curve, we'll say. It reminds you of Vega. This is going way faster than Vega, but yeah, similar. That is not a regressive thrust curve. That's a progressive thrust curve. So, yeah, the thrust goes up over time, like way up. What is the yellow part that it eats off the pad? Probably a thermal blanket or something. Man, that was quick. Alright, cool. I want to see the launch again. It's probably an insulator. Yeah. That first stage right there. 1966. Yeah, they, Minotaur is all different variants using all different types of leftover ICBMs that are decommissioned. They have a shelf life. I mean, for the most part. I mean, some of them don't. Some of them do. But these are the ones that had... I don't know if these ones particularly had a shelf life, but either way, these are leftover ICBM parts. It's left over from a Minuteman, I think. So if anybody wants to know what an ICBM looks like, hopefully we never see that fly, ever. But this is the closest that we're going to get without you not wanting to set the world on fire. I don't want to set the world on fire. General shelf life is about 50 years, give or take. Yep. What is the history of soup going into space? Liquids. Nah, not. You don't want to launch soup into space. The stuff will just get everywhere. Yeah, too many crumbs. Crumbs in space is bad because then it gets into the HVAC system. And I don't think you want soup in the HVAC system either. With that being said, I'm sure it's been done. Yeah, probably in a pouch or something. Probably needs a thermal blanket because the first stage decided to sit in a silo. Yeah, I believe that. I want to see it go again. Bye-bye. Dude, that thing is quick. That thing's real quick. Yeah, well, yeah, probably. I mean, anyway. So that was the L111 launch. That was the first launch. That was on Tuesday. I did not stream that one. And then there was a Pegasus launch after that, but I don't think we have any footage. Some random payload just came about for Stargazer. Didn't hear anything about it. Stargazer and Pegasus. We didn't hear anything about that. It just kind of came about. Hold on. Did see it's listed like a $5 progress. Nice. So, if you're wondering what Stargazer is, Stargazer and Pegasus, yeah, there's no video, so I'll just show people a picture. Pegasus is a solid rocket booster that's launched from an L-1011 TriStar. This is a Lockheed airliner. It's a tri-jet, so it kind of looks like an MD-11, but TriStar doesn't have the engine up here. The engine is actually on the fuselage, and this is an S-duct, like a Formula One car almost. And then the intake for the fans for the engine are right here. This is the last Lockheed TriStar that flies, to my knowledge. This thing is equipped with a belly-mounted, strato-launched solid rocket booster called Pegasus. And whatever it was, it came out of nowhere. I don't ever remember. I don't remember a Pegasus payload ever. We thought they were all pretty much done, but out of the blue. RB211s. Nice motors, Joe. Yeah, powerful bypass turbofans. Yeah, this thing kind of just came out of nowhere, and yeah, strange. We don't know what it was. We don't know what it does. We don't know where it went. That was the second launch. Yeah, launch campaigns don't usually come out of the blue like that. They usually take at the very least a couple of months. This one, yeah, we didn't know about this till last week. So whatever it was, it went somewhere and it's doing something, and it's small. Less than 1 year to build the satellite and 21 days from the Space Force calling Northrop Grumman to launch. I don't know what that is, Blue. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Hellfish, whatever it is, it's something. Anyway, the next rocket launch after that, I do believe, was SVO5, which I did stream. I streamed that remotely. Thank you, Phil. Phil has the link. Here we go.
Number 5 satellite into orbit.
Here we go. So this is a replay. Now, a couple of things about this launch before we see it fly. This was on, what was it, Thursday? This was on Thursday. This is a global positioning satellite, the third generation of global positioning satellite, vehicle number 5. So it's the 5th vehicle in the third generation. So GPS-3 SVO5 is what it's called. This is a global positioning satellite that the U.S. military uses for situational awareness, but civilians use it more nowadays than the military does. Don't get me wrong, the military still uses it. But it's a global positioning satellite. So anytime you're using satellite navigation inside of your car, you're pinging the GPS. Well, not pinging. That's not really how they work. They use timing. But you're using the global positioning. Anytime you've used Apple Maps or Google Maps on your phone. Now, don't get me wrong. For more precise location services, as they call it, It's using cell phone tower triangulation and GPS, but your phone can communicate with well, not communicate. You can use GPS for timing. Communication isn't the right way to say this. Global positioning satellites rely on timing to work correctly. It's all about the timing of the satellites. That's how they position things. What's new in the third generation? It's just basically modern electronics, amongst other things. They were very vague about it. But cool thing about this is that this is the second global positioning satellite that this first stage has launched. This first stage, it was the second time it was reused, and the first time it was reused was when it launched GPS-3 SVO3. Yeah, or maybe SVO2. I forget. So this booster was reused. This is also marks the first. It also marked the first time that a payload, or that a Department of Defense payload went on a reused booster.
Ten, nine,
Hang on.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Was it
Ignition.
4? I forget, Darknaze.
And liftoff. Go Falcon, go GPS.
I'm gonna watch it muted so we can talk over it. I heard the GPS has baked in uncertainty, and the military has access to much more precise GPS than civilians. That's correct. Human person. Global positioning satellites work exactly like the Autobahn. You know why the Autobahn was built, right? It wasn't for people to move around Germany faster. It was for military mobility so you could blitz people, right? Well, the US did that too. We have the national highway system. China does it. Russia did it to an extent. Russia did it more with trains than anything, but that's another story. It's used by civilians, but that's not why it was there. Thanks, Forge. That's not why it was there. That's not why we made it. We made it, and global positioning is no exception to that. The GPS started as a defense project. Global positioning satellites. They started as a defense project for the Navy, called Navstar, so they could figure out where all the ships were in real time. Better situational awareness during war is pretty good. Turns out that, yeah, it's also, civilians can also use it, but we get the GPS Lite. We have GPS Lite. The military's pinpoint. Whatever they're using to make those GPS satellites work together, it could be more precise. I'm not sure to the exact mechanics, but yeah, I know that theirs is more precise than ours. Yeah, we have diet GPS. We have GPS 0 calories. Talking stats, is Geostorm a real possibility? It's just a movie. Iceman, yeah, it's just a movie, dude. Don't worry about that. That's correct, Forge. I know that. Yeah, great picture, Brian. Absolutely. Yeah, look. Lovely shot of the Cape there. Here, we'll get to the good stuff. So, this also marked supersonic retropropulsion. The first time we've ever gotten uninterrupted footage all the way down and simultaneously drone ship footage uninterrupted. We've had footage all the way down by itself, but we've never had the drone ship footage and that at the same time, which is really freaking cool. Thank you. Sorry for the new question. Don't worry about it. As long as you're asking from a genuine point of curiosity, Iceman, there's no stupid question. Like, if you're actually wondering and you want clarification, that's fine. It was windy, Neo, I think. Yeah, I know, John. Yep. Look at that. Uninterrupted all the way down. Look at how fast this thing's coming in. Right. Next. Anyway. Looked it up. 1062 launched on the 5th of November. Launched SVO4. Yeah, okay, that's right. SVO4 and SVO5. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was 3, but I think 3 was Atlas 5. Alrighty, look at that. There's the drone ship. And now we have uninterrupted drone ship footage, which is just legendary. Oh, that's so cool. Now, they're not synced, right? But... Oh! Yeah, SVO2 was the last Delta... I remember that flight. Not bad, huh? And then a little bit later down the road... we had a nice, good... global positioning satellite. Deploy. Please do it. Deploy. It's paused, idiot. Now. Now? Hey, Dara. Thank you. Hey, there it goes. There it is. Look at his little baby thruster on the back. It's cute. Sorry, it's a little off timing. I gotta get back into the stream of things. I haven't done this in a little while. There you go. So, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. What's interesting? I don't understand. Based on your skin color, I'm wondering if you're even the real EJ. Infamous space if real. Space is real. It's there. Yeah, don't take your helmet off up there. Bad stuff happens. Cinemonster, do you work in the industry? No. I've worked outreach with NASA previously. Like, I've hosted panels at TwitchCon with NASA, and interviewed a good amount of people in the industry. I'm self-taught when it comes to this stuff, Cinemonster. I'm a 3D artist by trade, actually. So this sat does not throw itself sideways after deployment, but when you watch the XSM sats, there was sideways almost immediately. Could be the different type of decoupler, but yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah. No, I'm self-taught, but like, don't get me wrong. I love space stuff, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So, like, if you want to like get into like aerodynamics or orbital mechanics and stuff, like, it's not just like, hey, I played Kerbal, so I'm good at this. I study this stuff. Well, you've been sitting here on Twitch. I've been studying the blade. I'm also very well versed in memes, like the blade. Anyway, no. Yeah. Like, I'll get into the nitty gritty things. So, like, if you want to talk rockets with me, yeah, I can hold my own. I can fool engineers. Like, I know enough to be dangerous, but I won't actually go and do it because no degree. I mean, you kind of have to do that. Derp. Anyway, I'll just stick with outreach for now. For now. Your tan lines are showing. Do you love it? Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. It's great. Weird question. Does a neighbor's cat sleeping in your bed mean you're a good person? Yeah. Okay. Space questions, please. Running in the desert finding rocket engines. That's right. The red really brings it all together. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, Phil, I think, did we have one more launch after that? I forget. Oh yeah, Shenzhou or Shenlong, Shenzhou 12. Yeah, so the Chinese launched their first crew up into space since 2016. They launched on a Long March 3, or no, Long March 2. Excuse me, Long March 2. Out of what is it, Jinquan? Here, take a look. They did make it up to the space station successfully. Chinese space station looks small. The Chinese space station right now is about the size of the Russian segment on the ISS. It's about the same size, give or take. I mean, those modules, Tianhe and Shenzhou, are based off of the functional cargo block in the DOS. Yeah, and their space station is not finished. I said right now, Josh, yeah. So they're getting into the Shenzhou spacecraft, which it's loosely based off of Soyuz. So if the spacesuits and everything look kind of familiar, yeah, let's get to the good stuff. Hello. Bye-bye. Does that sound really low for you guys? Huh. Yeah, it's really low. Really low for me. Yeah, let me... Yeah, alright, we got some... Hey, Savvy, 62-month resub. Yeah, farm. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I do, Forge. I'm getting to that. So the launch was good. The guys did make it up to the space station, and that's good. There we go. So once again, the Shenzhou is kind of like Soyuz. It's loosely based off of Soyuz. Yeah, there is a little bit more space, but you can clearly see the resemblance. And here's up to the separation. There it goes. So the Taikonauts did make it up into space. That's good. But here's the thing. Once again, there's a reason why I don't cover these launches, and here's the reason. These boosters come down in populated areas. Guys, this is one of the side boosters. They come down in populated areas, and I'm not trying to be morbid. This person's probably dead. That's hypergalls right there. The Long March 2 and Long March 3 use hypergolic rocket propellants. Hypergolic rocket propellants in the form of unsymmetrical dimethylhydrazine and nitrogen tetroxide. Both of those things are carcinogenic to humans. You breathe it in, that's it. And it looks like this shot is downwind, or upwind, but also I would not be going near this. I mean, look at the color of those fumes. That should be a pretty good indicator. Thanks, Eukerman. Yeah, thankfully this is an update. According to a source, a task group located and secured the debris. Some road closures and evacuations were carried out. Based on the calculated rocket exchange drop shown, Jinquan launches are also much less likely to trouble inhabited areas than Zisheng in the southwest. Yeah, Andrew said it right. For some context as why China's launch sites are inland, like, it's still not okay. You Can't do this. That's Bush League stuff, man. This is like technologically where the U.S. and the Soviet Union were at in like the 60s. It's pretty bad. Like, you shouldn't be doing this stuff because you're gonna get somebody hurt. I'm sorry. Like, I don't really like to be the stick in the mud, but rockets that go up, come back down, and hurt people on the way down, those aren't rockets. They got another word for those. It's called missile. All right? I don't like rockets that go up and come down and hurt people. So, I gotta call it like it is. That's pretty lame. You shouldn't do that. That's a bad look for space. I don't care if the Chinese do it, I don't care if SpaceX do it, I don't care if anybody, US, Russia, doesn't matter. It's not good. That's not good for space flight. Gives us a bad name. I don't like that. But for some context, if you want to know why this stuff is happening, Jinquan and Jinshan are inland because that's where China did their ICBM testing. They were built inland because of the Cold War. That's why they're all the way inland and not on a coastal site. After the Sino-Soviet split in 1962, China and Russia didn't like each other. Yeah, they had a little bit of a history lesson here. And Americans don't really know that much about this. There's the Sino-Soviet split. So China and Russia, or China and the Soviet Union, so China had a bad civil war, bad to say the least, that ended in 1949. And it ended with the communists under Mao Zedong consolidating power in China and moving the Kuomintang to Taiwan, right? And that's basically how it is to this day. So what happened is he immediately allied with the Soviets because the Soviets were backing. The Soviets didn't have a Pacific theater, so they were backing the Chinese. Well, the Kuomintang were fighting against the Japanese. They basically pitted them against each other and took advantage of the chaos after the Japanese surrendered. That's also what happened in North Korea, etc., etc. So they were allies until basically around 1962, I think, is when the Sino-Soviet split happened. China had different ideas about communism than the Soviet Union. China wanted their own flavor of communism. Different from the Soviet Union, and they almost declared war on each other, guys. It was close. And so China put their nuclear launch nuclear launch sites on the border with Russia because of the Cold War. It's part of the Cold War that, as Americans, we don't really hear much about, but it's really interesting stuff. The other interesting thing, just on a side note, is that after the U.S. pulled out of Vietnam, right, China invaded Vietnam, and you know what's funny? The Vietnamese kicked their butt too. They kicked our butt and they kicked China's butt in like the span of a decade. Just on a side note. But yeah, so that's why the launch sites are inland. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't excuse rockets going up and coming back down and hurting people. That's not okay. If we did that, everybody would be like, you couldn't do that. But you know what I mean? Like, you got to call it fair. Yeah, and France before that at Dien Bien Phu in 1958. That's right. Yep. Taiwanese, yeah, yep, that's right. Yeah, that's true, Dutch guy, right? Yeah, and the D-21. Yeah, the D-21 was cool. Yeah, Karate, I'm with you on that one. With rockets. With the rockets, dude, I'm with you. Look, I'm psyched that they want to put money into a space program. I'm totally on board with that. Find ways to safe those dang stages and not have them land on people, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I won't cover their launches. I won't do it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to pretend like that's okay. That's lame. A few centuries prior, the Mongols also tried invading Vietnam. You know what? Let's just chalk Vietnam up to one of those countries that you don't. You guys just do your thing. Just do your thing. Yeah. There's other countries that you don't invade. Russia's one of them. Yeah, just don't do that. How about we don't do that? How about we don't invade anybody? Just putting it out there. Yeah, Dutch guy, right? Yeah, hey, I'm happy that they want to do space stuff, man, but yeah. Not okay with that. Check this. Yeah, they clipped it with a paraglider, yeah. And it landed, yeah, out in a freaking park. Lovely. They had an experimental parachute, huh? Wow. Okay. Yeah, Lemprod, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, that's not, yeah. Yeah, see, yeah, I don't, no, I'm not a fan of that. You should probably not do that. You should probably not do that. Yeah. Yeah, see, Rav, I don't mind talking about this. Anything that launches out of Wenchang, I don't have a problem with because that's the sea launch site. That's the launch site that's on the coast on Hainan Island. That Long March rocket that they're making, do we have a picture? No. Andrew, like I said, I'm not gonna character attack anyone, but I'm gonna call out behavior that I don't like. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to, I get it. People either really like China nowadays or really don't, and I'm not taking a side on that. At least not publicly. You know what I mean? I will call out crap when I see it. Them dropping stages on people is bad for spaceflight in general. If we were doing it, I would also criticize. If the Russians were, I would criticize just like, it's about calling it fair. You know what I mean? That's what I try to do with space news. I try to take my America partiality out of my judgment. And even putting that aside, it's still not okay. Can't do that. Rockets that go up, come back down and hurt people are called missiles. Yeah, we don't do that. Like, that's I mean, everybody has missiles, but it's probably better if they stay in the silo. Hey public, what's going on? No picture on this article, just mentioned at the end. Got it. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. That's pretty damn lame. Anyway, but yeah, the good news is that the Taikonauts made it into space. The Taikonauts made it into space. They are up at Tiangong 3, or Tianhe, whatever you want to call it. I think that's Chinese for Heavenly Palace, I think is what that says. I don't know. I don't know my Chinese like I know Russian, you know what I mean? See last. If we're not fighting the water, we have track all over the world. Nice. Yeah, Evil Rays, like I said, if I'm in space news mode, I try to call it fair. You gotta call it fair. I'll call out crap when I see it. I had a problem with SpaceX's stage that failed to deorbit, right? Like, SpaceX, for a Starlink mission a little while back that launched in the early part of May, the stage was going to deorbit, but it didn't deorbit. The Merlin 1 DVAC did not fire, and it ended up re-entering over Oregon. And everybody was like, "Oh, pretty colors!" Like, no, that's a rocket that's falling down on you. Not good. Not okay. I mean, even, like, it's by accident, but it's not okay. The Long March 5B course stage, everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's gonna fall on somebody. It could kill someone." But when SpaceX did it, everybody was like, "No, it's because they didn't mean it. It's okay." No, that's not a good thing. Oh, I didn't mean for the SRBs to crack at the O-rings. Ha ha ha. Oh, whoop. No. It's only a matter of time. This is very unresponsible. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure SpaceX will fix that. I'm sure they'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Because SpaceX is responsible when it comes to spaceflight stewardship. Elon Musk and Gwen Shotwell talk about it all the time. Now, I'm not sure about those guys across the pond. I don't know. I mean, it's not good for spaceflight. That's not a good thing.
Discovery.
But the point is, I know one was accidental and one was intentional, right? But, once again, I have to be impartial here, and I have to tell you that one was accidental and one was on purpose, and they're both not okay. Both not a good thing. Normalization of deviance with rockets is bad. If it does something you don't want it to do, you can't just be like, nah, it's fine. No. Last time that happened, it didn't end very well. That's not a good thing. That's not good at all. I gotta, and once again, that's what I mean about being fair. Do I want to call out SpaceX over this? No. Does it benefit me in any way, shape, or form to do that? No. Absolutely not. But I have to be very impartial when it comes to this. I don't trust the British. It's pretty suspect. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know. Just let's not try to cause an international incident here on the stream. You know what I'm saying, my brother? Tessa, he's taking a piss, dude. So read what Karate says in Dietrich Badger's accent from Office Space, and it makes a lot more sense. Or read it in Hank Hill. Read it in Hank Hill's accent. Well, I tell you, I just don't trust them dang old British either, and I'll tell you what, all of Europe's looking pretty suspicious as far as I'm concerned. And I tell you, all those tiny countries and their fancy languages, I tell you what, that's just the most un-American thing I've ever heard. Why don't they use propane over there? They just got their dang old hippie solar power and the dang old wind power. Why don't they just harness good, clean American propane? I tell you what. See what I'm talking about? He's for mocking me on Scotland's potential glory over the English. Well, it seems like you guys are pretty even because, you tied. Whammy! Dr. Z would like word with you. Yes. Well, I tell you, chat, I'm just so happy to be back from vacation here and talking science with all of you. Yes, it really is making me happy as a person and happy for everyone in general. Yes. I love Thomas Rebukin. He's my hero, by the way. Hey, RJ, did you see that anonymous message to Elon Musk? What do you think? I love your content. Keep it up. Anonymous message to Elon Musk. Clue me in, RJ. I haven't been here in a week. What are you talking about? Yeah, Zine, there you go. That's being responsible because them launching Prograde, launching Due East. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, how about we don't do that? Good call. Yeah, launch the Chevette out over the Mediterranean. Yeah, do that. Yeah, don't go the other way. But those windmills help keep them cool. Yes. It's Finnish? He's not Finnish. He's, I think, Swiss. Swiss? He's Swiss. Yes. Lols. Starship SN20 test. Oh, man. Wow, what a great render. That looks pretty real. Cool. Yeah, Dad, but what if they want their steak well done? Well, I tell you, we ask them politely but firmly to leave. Also, if we win the next match and England loses, we go through and they go out on goal difference. The irony. I guess I'll have to take you and your word, tied with them. Did you see Germany come back? Holy crap. Wow. If I were Portugal, I wouldn't feel too good about myself right now. And they had Ronaldo on that team, too. It's like, all right. Okay. Heck, I missed an hour of space news. Bossy, I covered all the launches. We covered L111, SVO5 GPS, whatever the Pegasus launch was. I don't know what that was. And then the Shenzhou 12. You're from Portugal? Yeah. Yeah, that game, though. Germany didn't come back. Portugal screwed up constantly with OGs. Whammy. Anyway, let's see. Phil, what do we have next on the news? Let's go. Dutch is in the second round of Euro Cup. NASA time. All right, what do we have here? Was ist das? Okay, some news on the NASA front here. Pam Melroy has been confirmed as the next NASA Deputy Administrator. NASA's Deputy Administrator is basically like the Vice President of NASA. That's basically the right way to say that. Pam Melroy is not just a pretty face. Not just a pretty face. She's a shuttle pilot and a shuttle commander. And former astronaut, obviously. Okay. And she's going to basically be Bill Nelson's Deputy Administrator, which is, I mean, that's good. Pam, I've actually met Pam Melroy before, very briefly. Not enough so she'd remember me. I'd be like, hey, you remember that one time we talked? And she'd be like, no, I don't remember that at all. Who are you again? I'd be like, all right. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good pick for a deputy administrator. Somebody that understands what it takes to fly into space. I'm pretty on board with that. Yeah, like that. Yeah, Laserman, I'm good to go. Another Long March launch with a couple of Yelgun too. This one was from Jinchang. Cool. When's Bill at Mission Control? You love the beard? I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm probably just gonna get the handlebars right there. Yeah, I'm doing the drywall up there at the new McDonald's. I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, so that's good. Not a bad pick for your deputy administrator, if I do say so myself. Let's see. Let's keep going. How about this? Oh. Thermal curtain failure. Nice, Kyron. So, Hubble looks like it's having some problems. Spacecraft controllers are continuing to work on a faulty computer memory system. Uh-oh. Electron, 59-month resub. It has stopped telescope operations for nearly a week. Bill Go, 14-month resub. Thanks, man. And then Electron in there, too, with a 59er. Let's see. A payload computer on Hubble stopped working on June 13th, the agency said in a June 16th statement. Engineers speculated that the computer used to manage the operations of Hubble's scientific instruments malfunctioned because of a degrading memory module, putting the instruments into a safe mode. The agency said at the time that it would switch off a backup memory module that day, and after about a day of testing, restart the instruments and resume science operations. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Nice, Tessa. Shame we don't have something to go and get it. How long is it over its mission time? I don't know. Next Hubble shuttle mission when? Yeah, about that. NASA said those efforts to switch to a backup memory module failed because the command to initiate the backup module failed to complete. Oh, that's good. An attempt to restore the computer with both the original memory module and the backup unit also failed. NASA didn't elaborate on the next steps it will take to correct the problem, stating only that the operations team will be running tests and collecting more information on the system to further isolate the problem. The instruments themselves and the rest of the telescope remain in good health. The payload computer is a vintage 1980s system that can use any one of 4 memory modules. Redundancy in space pays. It's not like you can just take it to the service station if you want. Oh, wait, we had a way to do that! Nope, not anymore! I don't care if it was a decade ago. I don't care. Anyway, each containing 64 kilobytes of complementary metal oxide semiconductor memory. A backup computer is also available. 64 kilobytes. Oh boy. We're continuing to plan for the very long term. One example she gave was COS 2030, a program to extend the life of the Cosmic Origin Spectrograph, an instrument installed on Hubble on the final servicing mission in 2009. You've heard it before. You know what I'm going to say. It's almost like a thing needed to be periodically maintained, and there's a vehicle we had that could do that. But another thing that's important to note, guys, is that the guidance computer and the gyroscopes are fine. This is just the memory module that controls the scientific instruments on board, which is not ideal. But so what does that mean? That means that Hubble's guidance computers are fine. They will work just fine, which means Hubble can stay in its kind of resonant orbit that it stays in. It has gyroscopes on board to keep the telescope pointed as it's orbiting that stuff. Like if it's coming around and trying to image something, it'll come over the horizon and it'll stay pointed at whatever it's trying to image. Yeah, you can use that to keep it in a nice stable orbit. So if the guidance computers are okay, as long as those computers are fine, you could eventually send something up there to fix it. Or push it into a stable orbit if it breaks, and then maybe bring it back down or fix it or service it or whatever. Where have you been? On vacation?
Go and throttle up.
On vacation, man. You didn't notice? Like, I made it a pretty thing. Wow, it was a 386DX and got upgraded to a 486 in 99. Oy. Yeah, that's nice. Steven, it's important to note that there is no operational capsule that's flying today with an airlock in it. There's no operational capsule flying with an airlock in it. You need that to do a proper servicing mission. If not, you have to depress the entire cabin, which means you need to carry EVA suits. I mean, you'd need to carry EVA suits either way, but yeah. So, yeah, you'd need something with an airlock and a payload bay. There's something like that could happen in the future. Please keep me and my family in your prayers. We lost my grandfather to cancer. He's gotten cancer 4 times and he's never retired. Always went to work until the day he couldn't. Heavy, heavy loss. My condolences, Jackal. That sucks. Yeah, I know what it's like losing the older crowd. It hurts. It hurts, but hey, you got to turn the page and keep going, man. Has SpaceX said anything about how much Starship can return to Earth? Well, Savvy, I don't think they have downmass capability really figured out yet, but grain of salt. Based off of the tests that we did with Starship in KSP, downmass should, unless you can think of something that I can't, which is very likely, downmass should be whatever you can fit. The wing should be enough to keep it on an even keel. When you can shift your center of lift like that, it should be fine. I don't know though. The only option would be to get Hubble to the ISS. That's the only thing up there with an airlock, but that's not going to happen. Way too much fuel needed and way too dangerous to the ISS. They're not getting anywhere near each other, Noctis. They're not in the same inclination. It's not even a matter of fuel. You would need like a fully fueled. You'd need like a fully fueled Saturn V first stage to get that thing like on orbit, to get that thing anywhere near the ISS. And even then, how are you going to maneuver it there? How's it going to rendezvous? How's it going to dock? It doesn't have any thrusters on it. It has gyroscopes. It just stays there. The ISS is 51 degrees inclined. Hubble is 27.5 degrees inclined. The funny thing is, Noctis, is that here, check this out. Freedom Station here is what I want to show you. Phil, get the next rink ready. Nice. Dude, I can't talk. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to get back into the groove here. Phil, get the next link ready. Space Station Freedom was originally supposed to be in a 27.5 degree inclined orbit. They switched it to 51.6 degree inclined so the Russians could get it to do the International Space Station. But before the ISS, you had Space Station Freedom. Space Station Freedom was supposed to be 28 degrees inclined. It was supposed to be in the same inclination orbit as the Hubble. And if you go look at images of Space Station Freedom, there are images of a servicing bay for Hubble in the station. I just got to find the right render. Yeah, see? A planned module at one point in time was on the station, and it would have been on the truss segment. This is the not power tower, dual keel concept for the space station. Basically having a truss segment that goes up and a truss segment that goes left to right. They eventually got rid of these parts here and just left it with a baseline like this. However, yeah, Noctis, it could have happened if Space Station Freedom happened. See, they deliberately put something that looks like Hubble in the background in this render, this old school, well, I should say drawing, but yeah, a Hubble servicing bay was kind of on the docket at one point. Not anymore. Like obviously, here there's a better picture. You sure it was for Hubble and not other similar sized satellites? The only limit I could see is the thrust and fuel available for Starship on re-entry. Depending on the margins for an empty landing, they could refuel it before re-entry, but more mass on re-entry changes the profile. Yeah, Savvy. Yeah, fuel actually is the constraint. I guess it is up to your delta V, huh? Interesting. I'm pretty sure it was for Hubble, John. What else would that be for? What? I mean, that's. It looks a lot like Hubble. Last, what's up, Vasya? Okay, Phil, I have the next one open. Dragon with an airlock in the trunk and docking with it on orbit, Apollo style? I suppose if you could fit the airlock in the trunk, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, yeah, I guess that would work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Complicated mission. I mean, yeah, you could pluck it off. You could pluck it off the second stage. I don't see why you couldn't do that. You know, deploy the Dragon, turn it around, pop it off the stage, and go. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do that. I mean, and maybe fuel isn't the constraint. If they perfect on-orbit refueling, then it would be thrust. Yep, I'm with you on that one. Keyhole satellites? You think they'd bring a keyhole satellite near the station? The station isn't even in the right orbit for that, John. Keyhole satellites are in a sun-synchronous orbit at 98 degrees inclined. They wouldn't even be able to get near it. It's for Hubble, dude. I can say that with pretty good certainty, unless we want to put a spy satellite in a 28.5 degree inclined orbit, which makes no sense. Nice tan, by the way. Thank you. You thought I quit streaming? I said every stream in the week leading up to this, Medusa, that I would, that I'd be on vacation. I even put it in the title and posted about it on the Twitters. I guess I didn't post it good enough. What if we use Dragon XL as an airlock? I don't even know if that exists, Bram, but I suppose if it did, that could work too. Thoughts on the Chinese space program's impressive exponential progress? What's exponential about it, Charith? It's rehashed Russian modules, dude. Anybody can make it look easy if they give you all the formulas. That's not to say that it's not that simple. I'll say that, Cherith. But yeah, no, it's a good thing. I was kind of just being a jerk for a second. It's a good thing, dude. I don't like the stages being dropped on people. I really have a problem with that. But I am happy. There is more people in space right now than there's been in space in a very long time. So that's a good thing. But stop dropping stages on people, man. I guess, T-Man. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, I got a new niece while you're on vacation. Congratulations. Maybe, King. Yeah. I mean, Savvy, I want Starship. If Starship does what Elon wants it to do, I want the entire ISS. Yes, I said that right. The entire ISS to be hanging by Discovery in the Smithsonian. I'm serious. Construct an arch building, right? And then hang the ISS from the arch. And have that as an extension to the Udvar-Hazy Center. And literally put Discovery underneath the station that it helped build. Yeah. If that's the case. I want the ISS in a museum. Not one module, not some solar panel segments, not some racks that were on the space station that a Dragon capsule brought back down. I want the entire space station. And Hubble, too. Yeah. Why would they put it in the U.S.? I don't know, Josh, because we assembled it? I don't know. And then, instead of a TDRS satellite hanging over Discovery, I want the Hubble. Yeah. We have room for museums. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that, dude. because we have the space, man. Because it has the space, dude. Obviously. Here, next news, dudes. Oh my god. All right. NASA and Boeing close out recommendations for Starliner review. Oh baby. You can visually recreate that exhibit by drawing out the one at the NBL. Yeah, I guess. Sure. But the NBL doesn't have the entire space station, Bill. It's just the USOS, the United States Operational Segment. Yeah, Ram, there you go. Oh, a little too soon. Why not put the ISS in a much higher orbit and make it the first orbital museum? Synerd, because doing that would be like saying, hey, you know, let's make the Titanic, not the Titanic, let's make the Queen Mary 2 the first floating museum and have it sail the high seas as a museum ship. That would be very expensive to maintain. It's better to either bring it back down or let it burn up. Gotta remember, man, some of the computers on that thing at this point are 30 years old. Older than Hubble. Straight up. Well, I don't know that for sure. About the same time period. Putting it up into a higher orbit is risking orbital debris, and putting it into a higher orbit is risking orbital debris that won't deorbit. If the ISS goes, if we push it above 600 kilometers, if it has a Kessler effect and it breaks or breaks up, that debris is not coming down. So it'd be better to just take it apart and bring it back down. Anyway, what's the Starliner thing up to here? NASA and Boeing announced June 16th that they had closed all actions from an independent review in early 2020 to address the problems with the orbital flight test mission of the spacecraft in December 2019. That review made 80 recommendations involving testing, software development, communications, and other issues. The 2019 OFT was cut short, and a planned docking with the International Space Station was canceled because of software problems. An additional software problem found and corrected in flight could have damaged the spacecraft as it separated its service module just before re-entry. Closing all of the IRT's findings for software and communications is a huge milestone for the Commercial Crew program and included many long hours of testing and reviews by our dedicated Boeing and NASA teams during this COVID-19 pandemic, said Steve Stitch. Steve Stitch runs the Commercial Crew program. NASA confirmed that a second uncrewed test flight of Starliner called OFT-2 remains in the schedule for launch on an Atlas V on July 30th from Slick 41 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. That mission will carry out the tasks planned for the initial flight, including a space station docking, and spend 5 to 10 days on orbit before landing in the western part of the United States. They land at the at White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. It was 2019, not 2016. If I said 2016, I said it wrong. Sorry. Either that or they made a typo. Let me go back. Yeah, it's 2019. If I said 2016, sorry, I misspoke. Are they bringing anything back down with it? Starliner? No, this is a baseline test. Oops, rip Dogecoin. No, he. The Doge car crashed. Oh no. Oh no! How telling. Okay. I got a banana time, yep. Did it really crash? Tell me it didn't crash. Let me see. I don't think I could show it because of DMCA stuff, but here, I'm not gonna show it.
Contact right there, just turns his car sideways down the front straightaway.
Oh my god. The Doge car spun out. It spun out and crashed into a wall. Here, I'll show you a still frame from the race. A still frame from Nashville here. Uh-oh. Oh no. I shouldn't be laughing. I have money in crypto. That's kind of funny. Oh. And across the line. Oh my god, that's funny, dude. Falcon, it's my birthday. It's anniversary. Happy birthday, man. Perfectly parallel to the finish line. Doge dropped 3%. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it's gonna. It probably will, Dead Crew. Must have been Gambon driving. Yeah, or Tom Cruise, right? Good reference. Oh, boy. So, Starliner's on track for July 30th. That's good. We're about to have 2 operational spacecraft. Soon to be a 3rd. Soon to be a 4th with Dream Chaser. Dragon 2, Starliner, Orion, Dream Chaser. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, and there's also that thing. Yeah. Although, it's going to be a while before that moves people. But, also... Yeah, Falava. Oh my goodness. Alright. Dream Chaser, my beloved. Phil, what's the next one? Phil. Brazil joins Brazil joins the Artemis Accord. Nice. Marcos Pontes, Brazil's Prime Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, signs the Artemis Accords in a June 15th ceremony in Brasilia, in Goiás. Flandal, 44-month resub. Nice. Brazil became the 12th nation to sign the Artemis Accords. The U.S.-led effort establishes norms of behavior for space exploration. Yeah, basically, Artemis Accords are like an international treaty for how we're going to conduct spaceflight in the 21st century. Jim is the one that started that, and Brazil is now the 12th country to sign on. And that means that the Artemis Accords are a Brazilian times better. Next news. NASA's soliciting proposals for 2 private astronaut missions. NASA announced on June 11th that it is requesting proposals for 2 private astronaut missions to the International Space Station that would fly between the fall of 2022 and the end of 2023. This is coming from Jeff Faust. A lot of these articles are coming from Space News. Guys, make sure... I purposely don't read all the articles. I only read tidbits of them. If you want to read the whole article, you got to go over there and follow these sites. You're supposed to tip a buck before you do that. Oh. Alright. Fair. I mean, how about 5? Does 5 work? Give me 1 second. Hi, I'm Twitch. I'm just gonna make the way to do this more complicated than it was before. Oh, thanks.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
There you go. There you go. Nikita, happy birthday. Anyway, so what is it doing here? NASA is soliciting missions for
Discovery,
private
go at
astronaut
throttle.
missions to the ISS. NASA's low Earth orbit commercialization policy started 2 years ago. Allows 2 private astronaut missions a year to the station for short stays. NASA says that 2 mission opportunities it is requesting proposals for would involve up to 4 astronauts each staying at the station for no more than 14 days. Okay, it's just 3 buttons for you.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Wiser, 11-month resub. Padding my sub numbers? Yeah. My sub numbers that I don't tell anybody about. Yes. Hey, Mapolko, missed you. Hope you had a great time. I have a green screen and I reworked the camera settings to make it not look like I'm dead. Yeah. Also very tan. I was on the farm. Hey, look, it's not so bad if I sit like this, okay? It's not so. If I'm like this, then it looks fine. I was just dipping my hands in mud, in crud. I didn't wear a shirt on the dang beach. Yeah, how about we don't do that? How about we just, yeah, see, look, oh yeah, look, oh yeah, look at that, look at this tan, yeah, see, I don't burn, right? Italian jeans don't burn. Also, I was wearing
Discovery,
jeans.
go at throttle up.
Portable gym, sub numbers, not being padded at all. Also, nice shirt, thank you. Yeah, and oh, very, very nice, yes.
Discovery, go at
See,
throttle
this
up.
shows that I'm a hard worker. That's what that shows. Look. Hey, do you know where the beach is? Hey, guys, do you know where the beach is? I gotta improve my tan. Do you know where the beach is? Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, I think is it over there? Or is it over there? Over there, maybe? Like, that way? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm a nerd. I spend copious amounts of time sitting at the computer, and I would say I'm flexing on you. It's more like I'm flabbing on you. Your beard looks nice. Thanks, Comfy. Appreciate it. You see this? See all this? Premeditated, partner. It's not. I forgot to bring clippers on vacation. Where's the cutoff jeans shorts, man? Yeah, that's right, man. I'll tell you what I'd do, man. I'd go get the biggest farmer's tan I could, man. Dang straight, I always wanted to do that. Hey, is the back of my neck sunburned? Ooh. Ooh, yeah. 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 Yeah, this is a little burned. Just a little bit. Anyway, so that's cool. We got NASA
Discovery, go at throttle up.
We got NASA soliciting, not as bad? Alright, cool, I'll take it. Soliciting private missions to the space station for short duration stays, which is pretty neat. Sounds like they want to get as much science as they can out of that. Access, okay, cool. That was my response to the 10 subs. Thank you very much. Next news. You're a proper NASCAR fan now. Hell yeah, brother. Alright. Let's see. Here's a panographic of the high bay at JPL with the Psyche mission being built. Ooh. Psychedelic. Sorry. That's cool. There's the clean room. And then the white part here is basically the satellite holder. This is a piece that can pivot the satellite vertical or horizontal so they can work on it. And it also can twist the satellite as well. What time did we end up, DBH, on the hill climbing truck? I got sub 4. I think I got a 3:53. That was with nitrous. I put nitrous on it at the last minute. Yeah, thank you for the bits, Forlorn. Right on. It can also drop a satellite. Yeah, we don't talk about that part. Phil! Sam! Hannah, I'm working on that. I'm getting to it. Alright, so this next thing is coming from Jeff Faust. What do we got? Okay. There was a Senate Appropriations Committee for the Commerce, Justice, and Science The Senate Appropriation Committee's Commerce, Justice, and Science Subcommittee hearing on NASA's fiscal year 2022 budget proposal. They seem to be running a little late. No surprise. And now they're getting underway. Subcommittee Chair Gene Shaheen is the subcommittee chair of this? Okay. All right. Anyway. A lot to like in this budget request, but a lot of discussion on NASA's decision to select one HLS contractor. NASA's rhetoric blaming Congress rings really hollow. What? You purse strings. All right. Ranking member Senator Moran from Kansas here. Let's see. A lot of inspirational opportunities in NASA's budget proposal. Good to see educational programs back in the budget. NASA Administrator Nelson says, this morning I went to Russia and I came back to here. Yeah. For the stumbles today? Right on. Thank you. This morning, I went to Russia and I saw over there the Russian spacecrafts, and they're very nice. All right, anyway. Nelson sounds another warning about a very aggressive space competitor. China, citing its progress in Mars exploration and tomorrow's announcement of cooperation with Russia. Important to return to the moon with the first woman and the person of color before the competitors do. Okay. All right. Okay, what's the plan for ensuring competition in HLS? Nelson, competition is good, but NASA only got $850 million in fiscal year 21 versus a $3.4 billion request. He also reveals that Dynetics' bid was 8.5 to 9 billion. Whoa! I'll get to that in a second, Tessa. I just can't with you, Hannah. I'm sorry, but I tell you, that is a lot of money. What do you... Now, I know Dynetics is more or less new to building landers. That's probably... Guys, okay, all right. Okay. Florida man jokes aside. All right. Serious mode for a second. So we now know that Dynetics' bid is was between 8.5 and $9 billion. Now I know that seems like a lot of money. A couple of things to take note of, okay? Dynetics hasn't built any landers before. I don't recall them building any spacecraft. Do you? Dynetics is a Leidos company. Leidos is a defense contractor. They make all different types of stuff for the military. So I'm new here. What's your name? I'm EJ Comfy. How are you? I do space news. I talk about space, and then I go play Kerbal Space Program and teach people about space. I just came back from vacation. That's why I look like a lobster. Yeah. I like space. Particularly I like the engineering that goes with space. The science part of it is cool. And science and engineering are a yin-yang, you know? Engineering is the application of science, but I like talking about how the stuff works. So when we talk about like a rocket, I like to know how it works. That's really what I get into. The engineering behind the rockets. Also, during Space News, we talk about like space policy and stuff, which is what we're doing right now. Current degree, comfy. I have a bachelor's in computer animation that I got in 2008. Other than that, when it comes to engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, electrical engineering, any type of engineering, I have no formal background in. I'm self-taught. But if you want to sit here and talk about Prandtl-Meyer singularities at transonic speeds for aircraft, I can talk to you about that. I know what that means. Boundary layers, drag coefficients, whatever you want to talk about. I know, I like that. That's very basic. I understand aerodynamics is complicated, but yeah, if you want to talk about that, I'm not just like, oh my god, I love science. Do you guys know that the rocket flies into space? No. I'm talking. I know and understand and can tell you the difference between a full flow stage combustion cycle engine, an oxygen rich, and a fuel rich one, and get into nitty gritty details how those work. All right, I really take the engineering seriously because I love it. I just figured out that I love it after I graduated from school. Oops. Working on that. How do they work? Mostly with magnets, yeah. Supersonic retro propulsion. Yep. Do you have the design of a pintle injector in mind? Can you paint it to us? Put your thumb over the head of a garden hose forge, and that's a pintle injector. You are injecting your fuel radially instead of injecting it longitudinally inside of the combustion chamber. So a regular rocket engine with an injector would have an injector plate, and it would be spraying propellants at about a 45-degree angle. You'd be spraying your oxidizer and your liquid fuel at 45 degrees so they atomize at low pressure. You got to spray at high volume and low pressure through the injector plate to get the oxygen and the fuel to chemically combine, and then you light it on fire, and then it goes boom out the bottom. That's generally top down. A pintle injector sprays 45 degrees radially. So, like I said, you have a garden hose in your hand, put your thumb over the garden hose, and the water does this, right? SpaceX does that with the gas generator Merlin engine they spray the propellant sideways. To basically what that does is that allows variable combustion chamber pressure inside of the engine. Long story short, throttle ability. That's why Falcon 9 can land. Rocket engines don't like throttling. They really don't. You're changing a lot of variables when you throttle a rocket engine. Some engines can, some engines can't. Some engines don't like to. Some engines blow up if you try to throttle them. But SpaceX, to make deep throttle capability, the Merlin engines can throttle well below 40%. And that's from Elon on Twitter saying that. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's right. Because of the pintle injector system, because the way they deliver the fuel, they deliver it sideways instead of top to bottom. They can basically fill up the combustion chamber with a bigger with an explosion, no matter what the flow rate of the fuel is. The end result of that is deep throttle ability.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I got the crazy eyes. Oh, dude, I know. When I'm explaining this stuff, guys, all right. I'm not worried with how I look. I'm more worried about the information. So if my eyes are shifting all over the place, and I get crazy eyes when I'm explaining stuff, because, dude, I'm sorry. It's either know the material or look good delivering, or they're try to look good delivering it. It's one or the other, man. My brain can't do both. I try. You look like a walk. Yeah, I got the crazy eyes. Space is my addiction. It's pretty bad. And I ended up looking like a junkie. Give me more space. The funny thing is that Tom Mueller, the guy that designed the Merlin engine, he took notes from the LMDE, Lunar Module Descent Engine. So the engine that landed people on the moon on the descent stage on the Apollo lander. The LMDE was a pintle injector engine made by a company called TRW. Tom Mueller, before he worked for SpaceX, worked for TRW designing pintle injectors, and Elon Musk poached him from the company in 2002. He basically said, hey, come work for me, I'll pay you double what you're making now. And he designed the Merlin engine and had a lot of say in the Raptor engine. You want to know the reason why Falcon 9 can do what it can do and why other rockets can't do that? Tom Mueller's the reason. And his designs, his pintle injector designs for the Merlin engine is why Falcon 9 can land. I'm joining the science clan now, EJ. All right, cool.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Welcome to Mission Control. Your go at throttle up. You got gifted a sub. Coaxial swirl injectors are all the rage these days. Coaxial swirls, yep. Yeah, coaxial swirl injectors, JM, can... It's not pintle, but yeah, basically you got to spray the propellant all over. So like if you picture a rocket engine and it's not, it hasn't ignited anything, and you just picture it spraying fuel inside of it, you want to try, like if that fuel was paint, right? You want to try to paint all of the combustion chamber with paint through your fuel injector, all right? The more fuel you can spray on the inner surface area of that combustion chamber, right? The better, the more stable, or the more uniform of an explosion, I guess is the right way to say that, you're gonna have, and you can throttle based off of that. Next news. All right. So we left off here. Remember the USAF rocket engine timeline from the early 2010s? Vector is now BE4. Yeah, that's cool, Forge. Nice. News! 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 Do I have to bring it up?
News! 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 News!
Okay, anyway. So, Gujar had a 7-month resub. It looks like you enjoyed your vacation. I bet you were wearing jorts. I'm glad you had a good time. I wasn't. Just gym shorts. I did have a good time. Thank you. Live it at a 24-month resub. That's 2 years. Looking forward to more. Right on, buddy. Yeah. What is happening? Comfy, I throw a lot of movie references into my teachings, I guess. I sound like such a turd when I say, oh, my teachings. Yeah. No, like that in itself, going, that's from Happy Gilmore. Oh, yeah, you should play in the tour. Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. Anyway, I like throwing movie references in there. That one's from Bruce Almighty. Anyway, or it could be a Murloc. All right, so Nelson, now what does Bill Nelson say in regards to the bid here? I propose you consider additional money for ensuring competition. Many ways to do that, like funding in the jobs bill. Yeah, so it seems like Bill Nelson's play to get NASA the money that they need to do the Artemis program correctly, back to serious mode, by the way, is the money that they need, they're going to try to rope it into the infrastructure bill, because NASA's facilities are technically infrastructure. If they can rope the maintenance costs and maintenance and upgrade costs for all of NASA's facilities into the infrastructure bill, that means more money to spend on engineering the spacecraft that these facilities support. That's not a bad way to do it. Let's just see if Congress, I don't know, let's see if they go for it. And that didn't happen. The $10 billion isn't happening. Nelson also pitches for funding for repairing NASA infrastructure like he did before the House Appropriations. Are you saying you're going to come back to this committee to ask for additional funding? No, I'm asking for that now. This committee won't make the decision. This committee won't make decisions on the jobs bill. So this is coming from the Wall Street Journal then? Oh, God damn it. All right. Well, take this for what it's worth, I guess. Let me just blaze through this real quick. This is gonna sound messed up, and no, I don't go around saying, "Oh, that's fake news. That's fake news." The Wall Street Journal is not very well versed in spaceflight reporting, and that's not a harp towards them, but I need to read what they're saying first before I share it with you. Just give me a second to read this. I'm not trying to say like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about or anything. I just want to make sure that the facts are correct here, because like I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I know more about space than them. Like I study this stuff every day. You know, if the Wall Street Journal used their collective resources to, you know, be a spaceflight reporting outfit, they would topple me instantly. Like I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm better than you. Like this is my life. You know what I mean? So let me read this stuff real quick. Hey, Jonathan, thank you for the bits. All right. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, this is wrong. This isn't right. They are using the money for silicon chip manufacturing infrastructure instead, which is great if it wasn't going to take 5 years for any site to get up and running, and by then it wouldn't be needed as NASA funding would be. They want domestic chip production? Oh. Anyway, so funding for Bezos' space company fails to launch in-house. Yeah, that's bullcrap right there. That's not a good headline. It's not a good headline because that's wrong. It's not funding for Bezos' space company, all right? There was a $10 billion proposal in the House, which was a $10 billion funding element to HLS Round 2 under NASA's Next Step program. NASA's Next Step program has a broad agency announcement for Human Landing System Logistics Missions, or HLSLS, I think is what it's called. Human Landing System Logistics basically is not just the first landing on the moon back in 2024, or back in 2024. In 2024, if that happens, but for all the supplemental missions after that. We're not going to the moon once, all right? So this $10 billion over five years. This $10 billion over 5 years would be to provide competition in human landing systems, because having two ways to get down to the surface of the moon is better than one. In case you strand somebody on the moon, for instance. Having two ways to do it is always a good way to start out with government funding until the market takes hold, and then you have competition between businesses. Just like what's going on with Commercial Crew. Perfect example. Now, calling this funding for Bezos' space company is horse crap. Somebody along the way got wind of this and said that, oh, this is a bailout for Blue Origin, which is horse crap, because it's not. The money wouldn't go to Blue Origin, it would go to the national team, which Blue Origin is a part of. The national team is not headed by one particular entity or another. The national team consists of Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Blue Origin, and the Draper Laboratory in Boston, where I'm from. And this would allow them to be able to develop a lunar lander, so by the time 2024 rolls around, we have SpaceX with HLS, with the HLS demonstration missions, and we have the lunar lander, the national team lunar lander, be able to operate with redundant, that are able to operate with redundant dissimilar architecture, so we have two ways to get to the moon and not one. I'll just call this like it is. It's notoriously short-sighted to not authorize this and to say it's going to go to chip production. I guess I understand that. I will just remind everybody that the last time NASA decided to save money or divert NASA money to other areas under the guise of, some short-term benefit, NASA ended up not launching anything into space for a decade. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a little bit of hyperbole on my part because this is nowhere near as bad as canceling Constellation, but this is still not a good sign. It's not a good sign for HLS. I had a feeling if this bill, and this is EJ's opinion now, so don't take this as gospel. This is just what I think. I had a feeling that if this did go through for fiscal year 2022, that those protests for HLS's for the contract award for SpaceX for the first round of HLS, for the first round of HLS missions, which is an unmanned landing and a manned landing in 2024, or crewed, depending on how you want to say it. It means the same thing. That I had a feeling that if this funding went through, that protest would probably just go away. But now it's not. So, because they're not going to get the funding, which is bad for NASA. NASA not getting funding is not good for NASA, spoiler alert. And just like, diverting money away from NASA, canceling Constellation and the shuttle at the same time left NASA reeling and gave us a decade-long gap for launching people into space from U.S. soil. This could have dramatic effects down the road with HLS. This isn't good. If you further want to understand what's going on here, the first round of HLS contracts, NASA called for $3.4 billion to fund two competitors right out of the gates, and they promptly got $800 million. SpaceX was the only one that NASA could afford, basically, because they shorted them. This is you're seeing right now the reeling effects of underfunding space programs. This is not a good sign, and I can only hope that this Wall Street Journal article is about as full of crap as their headline is. Next news. And don't get me wrong, you're not that close from the truth. And don't get me wrong, if it's going to domestic chip manufacturing, well, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. It's something, frankly, we never should have. U.S. semiconductors in the semiconductor industry is something that we never should have moved offshore. Yeah, that's coming back to bite us. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a notoriously short-sighted decision, amongst a bunch of other ones. It is what it is, dudes. Nikita, I don't want to, like... Oh, nice, Jam. I'm wondering if it's grants for Samsung and TSMC. They're both building factories in the U.S. that are needed. Samsung? Samsung. Jeez. Samsung and TSMC already have fab sites in the United States. This is expanding the fabrication space they already have, which is still good. Isn't semiconductor manufacturing mostly automated? Why did they have to move it offshore? Because you could do it for cheaper, Koosh, overseas. Yeah, sometimes doing it for cheaper has some unknown repercussions there. Did you hear what happened in Formula E? Nope. Yeah, I don't want to put my hat into the ring here, guys. Everybody's saying environmental. I would want a source on that, a concrete source, if we were going to go down that road. I'm not going to say that unless I have, you know, concrete, you know, source to say that, because, you know, it might not be that. It could be trade acts, could be tariffs, could be a bunch of other things. But that's too Rule 8. Screw that. I don't feel like talking about that. Here, look at this instead. Woo! The winner got disqualified for not declaring tires just a few minutes ago. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, baby. Right at the beginning of my vacation, the SLS core stage got stacked and integrated. Oh, mama. This is just bullcrap. Why is it choosing between NASA funding and chip manufacturing? Yeah, Cientic, it's not mutually exclusive. Yeah, it's annoying. So, let the people that pull the purse strings know that you're annoyed by this. I mean, that's the best I can tell you, dude. Like, guys, like, you know, this is a one, like, I don't say this very much, but if you're not happy with what Rule 8 people are doing, you need to let them know. How would they know if you don't like that? They don't. If you don't say anything, they're not. They're just gonna keep doing what they're doing. So let them know. Pretty important. In fact, it's our job to do that as citizens. But once again, it's the only time I'll ever say that. Going to cite Bloomberg on this. American chip haters had a toxic problem, then they outsourced it. Yeah, there you go, Dutch guy. I mean, like every Dutch guy, like I have the feeling that everybody likes to sit here and whine about the problem instead of actually going and talking to the people that actually, you know, denote policy. I have a feeling that people are too busy whining about stuff on Twitter than they are to go and call their rep. It's really important stuff, guys, and they will listen to you. And if they don't, well, be the squeaky wheel. Lots of toxic chemicals are used in chip manufacturing at the beginning. The CSITU is already connected to the SLS core stage intertank umbilical. Nice, nice. Anyway, I don't want to talk politics, guys. I really don't. So, the core stage was put up there. PC Tech, are you still here? Where the heck is that? I think I may have clicked out of that link by accident. There's a time lapse floating around of them putting the core stage up. Let me find it. Ah, Hell Hydra. Thank you. We will go right here. Oh, wow.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Harp, 2 years. That's crazy. Nice. I love the fact that your stream has no politics. Karate, I don't mind discussing space policy. And I don't mind discussing policy when it comes to space because I know what I'm talking about and I can control the discussion. I'm not trying to say like there's some crazy conspiracy for me to control the narrative about space. I mean, that's kind of what's going on. I kind of like space, man. Frick me, right? I try to stick with things that I know and I try to stay away from rhetoric. So basically Twitter conversations. I try to not let chat devolve into ad hominem political discussions. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at on that. Now, you want this. Any block buys yet? No. Is this the 360-degree video? It is. Hey, Ismic, you missed me so much. How was your vacation? You deserved it. It was great. Ismic, check this out, dude.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Schnikes, man. Look at that thing. Smirks! Space! EJ's big brother. I'm brainwashing you into thinking space exploration is a good thing. No. 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 Where'd you go? I went to Cape Cod, Taj, for a little while, for a week. Primo's family came out. It's the first time we've seen him in about a year. Primo hasn't seen her family in a year, so neither have I. So I wanted to go spend some time with him. We haven't seen them in a while. That face when you realize that this catwalk right here is probably a good 100 feet. Nope. Taller than that. 200 feet up? Yeah, you're 200 feet off the ground. I know down there, if you're looking at the top of the ML, that looks like the ground. Well, I have some news for you. That's not the ground. The deck of the mobile launcher is about 4 or 5 stories off the ground. Yeah. Yeah, the ground is somewhere down there. That should give you an idea how big the VAB is. About 500 feet tall. That core stage is 220 feet tall, or about 70 meters. And the VAB is probably 2.5 of these tall. No, don't be under it. Don't be under it. Yeah, this is as tall as a Falcon 9, T-Man. Yeah, the core stage for SLS is as tall as a Falcon 9. That's actually, coincidentally, this is about how big Super Heavy is going to be as well. Hands? I gotta control the mouse!
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Harp, gifted a sub to Hell Hydra. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Thanks for linking it. There's the, right there, see that little nubbin? That little nubbin right there, those two things sticking out, those are the SRB attachment points. So this thing is going to be down here somewhere. Man. What was the person with the controller around the 155? Around 155. All right. Interesting, Hellfish. Can you imagine putting a shuttle on top of an SLS, not sign mount? I know it wasn't designed for that. Aerodynamic instability is all I can think of. I don't see anything around here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Ismic, gifted 5 subs. Thanks, man. He was on the right facing the stack.
Discovery. Go and throttle up.
Harp, gifted us up to Just Steven. These are just cameramen. I don't know what you're talking about. I seriously don't. I don't know. Access. It had to have been a cameraman. They're not controlling it from here. No. There's an operator window, or an operator's booth up at the crane. It's right there. That's the guy that's controlling the crane right now, and he's talking with people on walkie-talkies down here to guide the rocket in. Hey, Sebby, what's going on? Here, let me go over here. So, there's a shot. See, there's the operator cranes right there. Right? There's two of them. There's two of them in each high bay. This is high bay. This is from the transfer aisle looking into the high bay. Looking into high bay 3. And the crazy part of this is that the camera catwalk is right there in this picture. It's right there. That's where the 3D camera was mounted, is basically right here. And that catwalk down there is probably about 150 to 200 feet off the ground. This is up at the very top of the VAB, which is really, really high up. Yeah, the ground... Yeah, you can't even see the ground. This is the top of the mobile launcher. That's the top of the ML. The deck of the mobile launcher is... I know I said this just a second ago, but it's important to understand the scale that you're dealing with here. Give me one moment. Here we go. Here's a picture of your boy flexing. So the deck of the mobile launcher, see where those catwalks are right there? It's 5 stories off the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I'm talking about? You can see the staircases in the back right there. This is when the ML was outside. This was a little while ago. This was 6 years ago. Well, 5 years ago. So the deck of the ML is this stuff right here. These paint marks right there is the same thing. See the paint marks? That's the same thing. That right there, like, it's hard to tell from this picture, but you could get a good scale to how far we are off the ground by looking at those posts right there. Those are concrete posts that are guarding a fire hydrant. That are making sure nobody hits the fire hydrant. There's a fire hydrant in the center. That should tell you how high this is off the ground. And then there's the picture up at 285 feet on the second to top level. Look at the cars. Yeah. That thing fits inside of that thing. And in these pictures, it is the mobile launcher where I stood is right there. See that picture? See this deck right here? That's 285. There's 285, and then there's 305. 305 is the top deck. 285, and that stairwell right there, and that bar right there is where that picture was taken. How big's a fire hydrant? About a meter tall. 3 feet. Yeah, they'll be picking you up with a sponge, Tessa, if you fall. It's from December of 2015, Joe, is when these pictures were taken. And yes, I am holding on for dear life. When you can see through the grating and you can see 280 feet straight down, yeah, you tend to be a little uneasy. Also, it's raining and windy. So the ML was doing this. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. This is that handrail in that picture, which is pretty rad. That handrail right there. Touch that handrail. Just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, goalie, it does sway in the wind. Absolutely. Yeah. Look about as green as the high-vis jacket. Yeah. They made it, dude. So A-Tran was with me that time. They made me and A-Tran. We walked down the stairs. We were up at 285, and they're like, hey, let's take the elevator down. They're like, no, let's not. And they're like, why not? And they're like, well, you came up here. You wanted to see this. The elevator doesn't work anymore. How about we walk down? I'm like, how about we don't? How about we take the elevator? They're like, nah, take the elevator. You gotta see it. You gotta see how the staircase works. Oh, they were jerks. Yeah, those guys were jerks. Yeah. So they made us walk down. Yeah. 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 I'd love to go up there and see it now. Yeah, Thomas, pretty much. But yeah, that's that thing fits inside, and the crazy part is that you have room to spare. Look at that. The top door on the VAB opens up to here. You have room to spare. You can make a much bigger rocket inside of the VAB. SLS isn't even big enough. Saturn V wasn't big enough. This was designed for a rocket that could be easily over 400 feet tall. How many flights of stairs? 28. Well, so actually it's 14 flights of stairs because each level on the ML is 2 stories. So from 285 to 305, that's 20 feet. So it's 2 stories tall. So there's 14 flights of stairs. It would be 28 in a regular building. That's right, Altio. Mm-hmm. Is SLS or Saturn V taller? SLS in the Block 1 configuration is about the same size, Savvy. The Block 1B is taller. So, yeah, these are pretty awesome pictures. Let's see what else. Do we have a... Gonna need a montage. Montage! You, it takes a montage. Montage! Show all the things happen at once and find everything. What's going on? What's going on? With every shot, show a little bit improvement. To show it all would take too long. That's called a montage. Montage! Ooh, it takes a montage. Anytime that you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Montage. It takes a montage. Montage. Yeah, I know, Zonku. Yeah. Are you a South Park fan? No. Why do you ask? Ring America, ring America, America. Was that from the Trogdor guy? No. Seg, why do you ask? Okay, so there's them moving the carts out. Oh. Yo. T-Bim, what's up, dude? Okay, T-Bim, if it goes last 3 or 4 times, I'm not... Just type it out again. Alright? Like, I can't go searching for this stuff, man. I'm talking to too many people. Just type it out again, brother. Wasn't the montage song from South Park? No. No, not at all. It's from Team America. Yeah, Seg, I'm a huge South Park fan. I've watched... Well, I haven't watched a lot of South Park recently. I think the abridged episodes in season 21 was the last time I watched it. But classic South Park from like, I don't know, like 2004 to like 2012. Yeah, I know a lot of those. A lot of those. Old South Park is really, really funny, actually. Yeah. Anything when you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. I got a telescope gift today, and I did. You just had a perfect shot at the moon. Nice, T-Bim. That's cool. Here it takes a montage. Montage. Here, Segi. I got one for you. I don't know what he says in the next verse. Ina nunchaka ina hai. Hey, hey, let's go, Kikasu. Taisatsu da modo, protect my balls. Alright. Boku harakurusa, let's fighting. Let's fighting love. Alright. The E8 camera video popped up in your feed again. Nice. But I keep thinking this song is also South Park. I'll check it. It's from Team America, dude, but it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone write all the songs for South Park and sing them. Their band is called I don't want to say the name. It's not appropriate. Just go look it up. You go look that up on your own time. No, Kisana. No, I'm good. Just go look that up on your own time, okay? Just watch this rocket be, You say it, Panta. I'm not doing that. Can I just... Can I just give me a second. I just need to check something. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. We need the eagle call. Yeah. Yeah, right. You can just look it up on your own time. That's fine. Yikes. Yeah, that's their band. Yeah. Hey, look, there's the ML. So we should see the rest of the rocket get put together very soon here. It looks like they're going to integrate the launch vehicle stage adapter, the LVSA for short. If we type LVSA, the vehicle stage adapter is a conic adapter that mates. There's a picture of it right there. That connects the core stage to the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, the ICPS for short, which is technically SLS's third stage. The stage that gets housed inside of here will be the stage that moves the Orion capsule on Artemis 1 to the moon. Oh, crap. There's a wasp in here. Yeah, about that. Why is... Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. That's great. Still flying around. That's good. Actually, I don't think that was a wasp. It wasn't a honeybee, though. It may have been a honeybee. I'm not sure. Hang on. Let me check. He's not going to bother me as long as I'm not bothering him. Yeah, it was a yellow jacket. That's great. I don't think it was a hornet. Hold on. No, wasn't a hornet. No. It was, yeah, that was a wasp. Yeah. Balls. Why is that in here? I hope there's not a bee's nest in here. That would really, really suck. You need that Artemis flag? It wasn't a wasp. It wasn't a wasp. It was a yellow jacket, guys. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looked like. It was a big one, too. Guy was about the size of a quarter. But like I said, I'm not worried. I'm not allergic to bees or anything, so don't worry about that. I'm just wondering why it's here. It was this. That guy. It was a yellow jacket. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not okay. Yeah, Mason, that's most likely how he got in here, dude. I don't think there's any Yeah, Dead Crew, it's fine. I mean, I'm not allergic to bees or anything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go looking for a bee sting, dude, but I'm not bothering him, he's not bothering me. Just yeah. Yellow jackets are wasps. Okay, cool. Good to know that my bug detecting skills is still good. Yeah, he probably came in through the air conditioner or something. I know, I hope at least. He's over. Oh, no, he's back. Okay. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Fellas, I don't really know what to do here. Oh, there he is. He's on the door over there. That's good. We're gonna call the landlord. Can't you kill it? Yeah, of course I could. Pick it up and carry it to safety. Do you have a nest? I don't know, Buck. That's why I'm calling the landlord, because I don't know how he got in here. My AC is sealed. Why the landlord? Because, alright, look, I know a little bit about wasps, alright? We had them in the house that I grew up in. It's better to get that nest. If there's a nest on the building, it's better to get rid of it quickly. You know, he's just chilling over there. I'm not sure what he's up to. Hey, just joined. What's up? There's just a wasp flying around in my room. Yeah. Maybe get a glass and catch it in it like that. It'll be fine. Yellow jacket's nest in the ground. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. He just wants to learn more about spaceflight. Yeah. At least you didn't find a nest as you're ripping a roof off. Yeah, that would suck. Kill it? Yeah, Tessa, yeah. Read Buckman's comment, especially if you can close a door. You can open the window, turn off the lights, get it to go that way. Yeah. Chris, I'll read that later.
Discovery, go
Vacuum cleaner? What if he climbs out of the vacuum? Spray recklessly in its direction with carb cleaner. I don't have carb cleaner with me, dude, but yeah, Bill, I know that gets him, but I don't have any carb cleaner with me. Or else I would just do it right now. Is this really happening? Dude, yeah. 64, I don't really know what to do here, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what to do. WD-40? Yeah, but if I spray him and the WD-40 doesn't do anything, then he's gonna be very mad. Hey, Bandit. Cup, paper, and then release him, easy peasy. Can you just gently direct him to an open window? Guys, all my windows are covered in blackout curtains. Yeah, there he is. He's just flying around up there. I don't know, drummer. I'm not a freaking waspologist, man. I don't know. Pink, you'd be like... Dude, the windows are behind my desk, man. Like, I'd have to climb up over the computers to get at them. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. The window is right there behind my computers. I can't... I'd shut the stream off if I'm going to do something like that. At this point, you might as well just live with it. Shoot it with the right caliber. Yeah, Dead Crew, that works with houseflies, but not so much with bees. Yeah, he's confused. Okay. Guys, in reality, just soapy water.